believe it or not, I went ahead and planned out 2 episode 13 that we'll be doing listener comments. So I have all those notes at least
wow,
written in here. So we'll stay on track. I'm ready to rock whenever you are.
All right.
I've been recording for a while now.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Just 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Not very long. So
on the way over to drop Mason off this morning, he and I were talking because, obviously we're in...
Which is why Josh was late, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think I'll, for those of you listening out there, I will upload the Ring doorbell footage of Josh showing up and me saying you're late and him yet telling me to shut up. So
yeah, and the fact that the door was locked too, so I couldn't even come in. I had to ring the doorbell. So
not just locked, dead bolted.
Yeah. I was talking with him because we're obviously now in the midst of March Madness college basketball.
Yep.
So we were talking about basketball.
Go Tar Heels.
As we do. Yeah, I even got my Tar Heel shoes.
I know, I saw that.
But I was trying to remember, because we were talking about basketball players, and I was like, the one person that I hate that doesn't get brought up in the all-time greats enough is Allen Iverson.
Oh, yeah.
I think AI is a huge...
Iverson was great.
But I cannot remember who... during the Bulls dynasty, who the point guard was. Was it Pippen? I don't think it was Pippen. I thought Pippen was the 3.
I'm going to show a lot of my ignorance towards some certain things in basketball right now to tell you that
I can't remember the starting 5
other than the middleman, the big man. I don't know that I could call out the positions in basketball because I never played.
Right. So
I never had to learn it.
I remember Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and Horace Grant.
Yep.
I can't remember the other starter. I can't, during that whole Bulls dynasty, I cannot remember who the starting point guard was.
Yeah, you're making me rack my brain now. I don't know that I'm going to remember who it was either.
I know it, but I can't think of it. And I was like, dang, as much hoops as I know, I just can't remember that one.
Right.
Because, point guard is one of the positions I think that gets lost in time when you talk about all-time greats, because Jordan was the 2, he was a small forward, and I thought Pippen played power forward or shooting guard.
If you're talking the 95-96 Bulls team, it was actually Ron Harper was the point guard.
Okay.
Jordan was the shooting guard. Scottie Pippen
was a small forward.
Dennis Rodman was power forward, and then Luke Longley was the center for him, which I never would have remembered him.
Yeah, but I think Horace Grant was more the late 90s because he was the one that had the goggles.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that was after Jordan came back.
I remember going to a game. We went and saw the Bulls play the Hornets in Charlotte, and I remember as a kid sitting there with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, why is he wearing those goggles? It's that really stupid kid kind of question. And Dad's like, oh, those are his glasses, and I'm like, why doesn't he just wear regular glasses?
Because they would get knocked off all the time.
Yeah, knocked off, and he's like plus it's kind of dangerous, if they break and stuff like that, it could hurt his eyes. And as a little kid, I just couldn't wrap my mind around
right.
I also didn't have a concept of bad eyesight at that point in time because I've had good eyesight my entire life, and so
yeah, it must be nice.
Well, it's fading now, so soon everybody will start seeing old man Josh in his cheater glasses.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm headed down the path of my father, but yeah, so I'm headed in that direction. But yeah, that's I just remember distinctly being at that game, being like, "Why is he wearing those goggles? He's playing basketball. He's not swimming."
Yeah, but yeah, I was just thinking about that because
yeah,
like I said, basketball is big this time of year. So I do have a would you rather.
I love those.
That deals nothing with that, but anyway, okay. Would you rather
play for the Chicago Bulls with Jordan or
play for the Lakers
with LaFlop?
LaFlop.
Yeah, no, I'd play with Jordan all day.
Would you rather your future self DM you twice a year with cryptic advice?
Cryptic advice.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it.
Or have unlimited access to your past self's mistakes?
Ooh. What do you mean by unlimited access?
So I was trying to rationalize that. I'm wondering if this means you have unlimited access to your past self's mistakes, where you could maybe
fix some stuff.
Yeah, tweak minor things. You can't fix major bad decisions, but you might be able to alter one thing that
Right.
that changes the trajectory slightly.
I think that we've talked about this a little bit before in some of our previous questions. I think that for me, that I would probably in that case pick the getting the cryptic stuff from my future self, because number one, I know myself well enough to know how bad I would mess with me, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In that respect. And so it would kind of be comical, especially for future Josh. Present Josh will be pissed off,
Yeah.
but
Future Josh is a jerk.
yeah, future me sucks. But you know, like we've talked about before, that I've never liked the idea of going to the past and trying to change anything, just because like we are who we are because of what we did in the past and stuff. And so I've never been like too keen on trying to like wanting to go back and be able to even manipulate small things, because like to a degree, I do believe in the butterfly effect. That like if I were to go back in my life, even if you changed one small thing, like seemingly innocuous thing, I think that it sets off a trajectory in your life that, like, when we get to today, like, let's just say, like, hypothetically, if I went back to when I was like 18 years old and like never took, you know, my first drink or something like that, that led me down a path towards, you know, abusing alcohol and stuff when I was in college. If I like never would have taken that first drink and stuff, that today,
Like where
who
would you-
I am would be a drastically different, you know, person. Like, cause I probably would have ended up like spending my entire college career at East Carolina University. Probably would have gone into like business of some kind and stuff. Would have never gone into ministry. And so there would have been so many things about my life that would just be like drastically different, because I was trying to save myself from one bad aspect of my past and stuff. So yeah, I think I would get the cryptic like hints about my future from myself. That'd be a very interesting one to kind of see how it plays out.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'm in the same boat. Like, I mean, yeah, there are things that I wish I could change in the past, but I wouldn't be sitting here necessarily.
Right.
Because, you know, if I would have like stayed in Michigan after college, like if I would have done all this stuff, like where would I actually be?
Yeah.
And would I be happy where I am now?
Right.
Like,
Right.
And that's one of those things where it's one of those things you have to kind of start with like going back through, and then you just kind of think. But I think that, again, I'm in the same boat with the future Josh as a jerk, and he would like give me just enough to put me on the wrong trail.
Well, see, for me, I think it would be enough to put me on the right trail, but in like I always think about it from the perspective of he would send me on a route where I would have to go on this like long journey down a rabbit trail to eventually get back to the main trail where I was supposed to be. It's like he wants the best for both of us in that sense, but he also is going to like torture me to get there. So I just know myself well enough like to know that I would definitely mess with my own mind some if I had that availability. But yeah, that's funny stuff. All right, well, let's fire this bad boy off, and then we're going to jump into a fun little story I've got about a guy that I don't think that you've ever heard of. So,
okay, sweet.
We'll see. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
Recognize me? No? Well, I'm Josh. I got suspended from school because of Josh.
You're going to be there with me in every way imaginable, Josh.
Josh is truly in a trance, yeah.
I went to high school with Josh, and I can tell you right now, he's a terrific kisser.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Josh, these are people's jobs we're talking about, Josh.
Josh walking in the door wasn't even close.
Josh, you are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
Josh is a good guy. We can talk to him.
Please welcome Joshua.
I was talking to some friends last night that are big fans of The West Wing, and include them into the fact that was where a lot of those quotes in our intro come from and stuff like that. And they were like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense now." Like some of the ones, so that's good stuff.
Like, oh, I know that one.
So let me ask you about this guy's name, and we'll see if you know anything about him before we dive into this.
John Jacob Jiggleheimer Schmidt.
I love two things, and that was the name that you threw out, and how much you stammered through it. That was great. John shit.
It's like one of those things where I had to like actually think about it.
It's like those tongue twisters where you're like, I gotta super concentrate on this one.
I was trying to say something at work yesterday, and it was like two word like I was trying to say in and then like another word that began with in. So it was like
that's funny. No, have you ever heard of Horace de Vere Cole?
No, I have not.
So I came across this guy just like as I was doing a bunch of research on interesting and funny historical things.
Okay.
Horace de Vere Cole was perhaps, and I'm saying perhaps just because this is a pretty broad spectrum like category to put somebody in, but in my opinion, I think he might have been the greatest prankster of his time.
We love this.
Yeah.
So far, batting 1,000. This is a great start.
We love this guy. We really do. Like when I get into this story, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is our kind of dude." We would have hung out with him and been part of some of these pranks that this guy pulled off, which is great. But like you think about it, like in today's in the modern age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have YouTube, Facebook, Reels, like all the different stuff.
Right, short form media.
And it's really tough these days to figure out what's real and what's not. Like the AI videos are getting better and better and all that kind of stuff.
Which stinks because like some of them I love to watch and because they're hilarious. Like people like failure videos.
Yeah. Well, the guy that fights the goat. I mean, like everybody's seen that one by now. And it just keeps like escalating. And I know it's fake, but I can't turn away. Like it's so funny to watch. So the interesting thing about it is that for those of you out there, if you didn't know this already, there are a bunch of internet prank jokes, like prank videos that get put up that are staged, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like people watch it and they think, oh, they're pulling this big prank off, all this kind of stuff. And the reality of it is that everybody's in on it. Like, sorry to bust his little bubble, but if you ever watch like one of Justin Flom's videos, he does a bunch of different ones that are kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, like pseudo magic trick kind of videos. But if you pay attention to the reactions of the people around him and stuff like that,
they're a little bit over the top. Yeah,
you could just see like they knew what was going to happen, knew that something was going on in that sense.
And a lot of times too, like especially like people who do like public videos, there's signs that say like filming is in this area. Like by entering this area, you like agreed to be filmed and stuff
you're going to be in this stuff. Yeah. So anyways, like today, it's very hard to kind of tell what's real, what's not, and stuff like that. However, back in the day, before the advent of the internet and all this kind of stuff, you had to actually be like a really good prankster to pull off stuff on people because,
some would call those con artists and some of that, like,
some would
trying to sell the Eiffel Tower twice.
But it used to be that like finding a good prankster. It used to be a pretty difficult thing to find one, right? Like you had to be somebody that was real good to be like known as a good prankster. So today we're talking all about Horace de Vere Cole, and he was, for lack of a better way of putting it, a very bored Irish-born Englishman who came from a background of wealth and nobility. So this guy's like, he's not a nobody, right? Like it would be a whole different ball game if he was just like
Joe Schmo off the street.
Yeah, he's a pauper on the street who like was just pulling pranks because like he wanted to in that sense. This guy is actually like a rich dude who got bored and wanted to like start messing with people. So the first one that he pulls off that's kind of like a really big deal that he was known for it started at Cambridge.
Okay.
And so
like Cambridge University, like
the college, yeah. So he is attending Cambridge, and as he's at Cambridge, he hears one day that supposedly, I'm going to try to see if I can say this name, Saeed Ali bin Hamud al Busaid, which is the 8th Sultan of Zanzibar, was coming to visit England. This is 1905, by the way, when this is happening.
Okay.
So this is his second year in college. He hears about this guy from Zanzibar is coming to visit and stuff, and he and a friend of his get together, and he's basically like, I want to fake a visit by this guy when he's in England to Cambridge University.
So he's using the fact that he's in the relative proximity.
He hears that he's coming, and he's like, "We need to do something with this." And so he kind of partners up with his friend, and they kind of go, "Okay, we don't think that we can pull off the actual Sultan coming," because they put pictures of the Sultan in the papers and stuff like that.
Right.
So people knew what he looked like, and they were like, "This is going to be really tough if we're going to try to pull off this guy actually showing up." So they instead decide that part of the crew that was traveling with the Sultan that was mentioned in these newspaper articles and stuff was his uncle, the Sultan's uncle. And Cole basically says, "We can at least pull this guy off." So he sends a telegram to the mayor of Cambridge and asks him to arrange basically like a suitable reception for the Sultan's uncle and for a tour of Cambridge and the college there and stuff like that. And so he tells him, like, basically, you know, this is a telegram from the Sultan saying that his uncle is coming, and to like show him everything and stuff like that, like give him the whole nine, right? And even like some of the reports, like some of them say that he may have even included in a line somewhere along the lines of that the Sultan had children that he was hoping would be able to attend Cambridge. And so he and his buddy decide to go to Willie Clarkson, who is the theatrical costume designer at Cambridge, and they borrowed robes and turbans from Willie.
Okay, time out.
Yeah, go on.
So
I can see Josh's wheels turning on the other side.
you said he was an Irish-born Englishman, right?
Yes, correct.
Trying to impersonate a sultan's uncle from Zanzibar.
Yes.
In Africa.
Yeah, you got it. You're seeing where this is going.
Okay.
It
Okay.
It continues to get funnier, and it gets funnier later on in the story too, of some of the stuff that he pulls off. So
just making sure that I'm tracking, like, you know, Tanzania,
Yes.
Zanzibar. I was like, wait, isn't that in like Africa? Like, there would be like, you have whitest of white boy,
yes.
Zanzibar, Sultan uncle.
And I've got pictures later on too.
Okay. All right, continue.
So they borrow these robes and turbans from the theatrical department and apply fake tan to themselves to make themselves darker, which it gets really funny when you see the picture. I'll point it out to you when we.
It's the best tan. Nobody will know. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be the best uncle in the world. Going to Cambridge.
My nephew's the Sultan of Zanzibar.
It's a really big deal.
He's the greatest Sultan, the best Sultan.
Best Sultan
You've never
you'll
seen a
ever
Sultan
see.
like him ever. Gosh, that's great. So anyways, so they actually go, so Cole and his friend actually travel from Cambridge to London.
Cole and Slaw.
Yeah. But they go to London so they can take the train from London into Cambridge, dressed in this full garb and stuff like that. So now they're taking it like this is like a public deal, right? When they get to Cambridge, they stepped off the train and they were greeted by this luxury carriage, right? Because 1905, we're not rocking cars yet. So this luxury, really nice carriage picks them up, took them to the Guildhall where they met the mayor, the town clerk, like everybody.
Like the whole nine.
And they were taken on a tour of the town by the mayor and this clerk, including a tour of the college where they were students at, by the way. And they were seen on this tour by people that were their friends who didn't recognize them, which is what makes the costume really great. Yeah. So they actually pulled it off. Like people that knew them firsthand,
like they didn't
saw
even
them on this tour and didn't realize it was them in the costumes. So after an hour, they demanded to be returned to the station. So they go on this like tour of the town, tour of the college. And then they're like, we've got to get back to the train station. Now, this is what's really funny to me is, like, this guy is all about pulling off these pranks and stuff like that. But when they get back to the train station, he looks at his buddy who's part of this whole thing and is like, curfew at the college is 10 p.m. We can't go to London and come back in time to make it back for curfew. And so he's like, instead of getting on the train and going back to London and stuff like that, they basically, like, once they get out of sight of the people from the mayor's office and stuff like that, they sprint down to the other end of the train station, hail a taxi, and the taxi picks them up. As they're, like, in this other carriage, a taxi carriage, they change clothes, they're wiping off all the fake tan stuff off of their face and everything, so that when they get back to the college,
nobody knows.
They look fine, right?
Nobody's the wiser.
The next day, and this is what's crazy to me, right? So he's concerned about curfew, being busted for curfew. He gets back to the campus, and the next day, he gives an interview to the Daily Mail detailing everything about the prank, which then goes viral at that point in time, right? Like,
so he, like, fessed up to it right away. Like, he
went and told them. He's like, hey, like, there was yesterday, the uncle of the Sultan came into town, all this kind of stuff. It was me and my friend, like, dressed up as he gives it away so that because he wanted the recognition. That's what Cole's whole deal was. He was like, he's bored, but he wants to pull off these pranks and wants to get the recognition for the fact that he was the one that did it, right? So the mayor of Cambridge was so livid that he wanted these two guys to be thrown in prison.
Because you're spending the town's resources and all this stuff, and, like, impersonating. You're impersonating people, royalty and stuff like that. But
so the hilarious part about it is the mayor wants them thrown in prison. The people of the town loved the prank so much that the mayor realized that if he put these two guys in prison, he was actually going to get kicked out as mayor. So
like, you ever prank somebody so good?
So he decided not to put them in prison. There was actually, like, no recourse for this, which was very funny. So that is what sets off Cole going on just a rampage of different pranks for the rest of his life.
Really?
Yeah. So that was just the start of it. So he loved playing pranks aimed at deflating pompous figures was his biggest thing that he loved to do.
Okay, we love to see that.
Yeah. So
so he was the original Saturday Night Live.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. So if it was like, anybody was in authority, if it was somebody that, like, maybe just was too puffed up in whatever they were doing and stuff like that, he loved to take them. I'm going to show you the picture real quick. And to be clear, this one is not from when he was pretending to be the uncle. This picture that I'm going to show you is from a different prank that he pulled with a few more friends involved. But if you look real closely at those guys,
is he the guy in the middle?
He is the tall guy in the middle. Yes. Now, if you look at those guys and look at their hands in particular,
yeah, they're white.
Yeah,
they are, like, white.
So for everybody out there is listening, we're talking about 4 white English dudes who have put on essentially, like, the modern equivalent of, like, blackface. They've kind of, made themselves darker and stuff like that. They have these kind of scruffy looking beards, but as you're looking at them, their lips, around their eyes, and their hands are all still very much white. And so he began to target politicians, businessmen, military officers, anything that he could get his hands on stuff, right? Like, so one thing that he figured out as time went on is eventually the prime minister of Great Britain was a man named Ramsay MacDonald, who was from the Labour Party. And Cole realized over time that he was a striking resemblance to Ramsay MacDonald.
Really?
Like, even people would come up to him and say, like, hey, you kind of resemble the prime minister and stuff, right? So he decided to put up some flyers and hold a public speech acting as the prime minister of England. where he launched into, get this, a massive attack on the Labor Party's policies, which is where the prime minister was from.
Right.
And so it left everybody in attendance like confused, concerned, like all that kind of stuff.
Dude.
So he pulls this off. On one occasion, Cole got a bunch of his friends to dress up as workmen while he dressed up as a foreman and directed them to dig a trench across Piccadilly Avenue. So, like, the most traveled thoroughfare in England at that point in time, perhaps, like in London and stuff like that. He just dresses up as like a work foreman and gets all of his buddies and is like, you guys put on these work uniforms. We're going to go out there and you're just going to dig a trench across this road so the carriages can't go through anymore. So he like essentially just starts creating like chaos because he wants to.
That's amazing.
Yeah. On another time, he dared an old school friend who was a newly elected member of Parliament, Oliver Locker Lampson, to run ahead of him on a busy street. So the thing that he told him was, I'm going to give you a 10-yard head start, and we're going to race to whatever point down the street. The thing that he didn't tell his buddy Oliver was that as they were discussing doing this race, he slipped his Rolex watch into Oliver's pocket. So he counts down and is like, now again, like this is a newly elected member of Parliament that we're talking about. So he slips his watch into his pocket. He counts down 3, 2, 1. Oliver takes off running. When he gets 10 yards out, he starts to chase him, but starts to scream, help, thief, thief, that kind of stuff behind him. So an officer that's up ahead, which was all part of the plan, tackles Oliver, discovers the watch in his pocket and stuff like that, and is ready to arrest him as finally Cole comes up to him and is like, oh, no, don't arrest him.
No, prank, bro, prank.
Yeah.
Just prank, bro.
Just joking around. It's like the ones you see on the videos nowadays. We're just joking around and stuff like that. He has so many. I don't know if we need to go through all of them. There's a couple more that were really funny. One of the times there was a play that was going on in London that he thought was particularly pretentious for some reason. There was a lot of rich people going to it. He didn't like the play, all this kind of stuff. So
Oh boy.
he bought 8 strategically placed tickets within the front couple of rows of this play. He gave the tickets to 8 bald men that he recruited himself. Before they went in, Cole painted some big black letters on the top of each of their heads so that when the lights shone on the audience in the play, it spelled out bollocks across the top of their heads. Listen, he just keeps getting better. He hosted a dinner party one time where the guests came together, right? They're having this dinner party. None of them know each other. They're mingling together, having dinner, just, shooting the breeze, all this kind of stuff. As the night goes on, these are rich people, like rich people stuff. They all figure out by the end of the night that all of their surnames, their last names, contain bottom in them. So he's making butt jokes with the richest people in London at that point in time.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this one. There's one that he did that involves probably what we consider today to be at least like borderline public indecency. Oh, that was a regular prank of his that he did. Yeah. On April Fool's Day, 1919, which was Cole and his first wife were honeymooning in Venice. He drops tons, like lots and lots of horse manure on the historic San Marco Piazza, which, by the way, Venice has no horses and it can only be reached by boat. Right. So he strategically dropped horse patties in different places to make it seem like horses were roaming around in Venice and stuff. And this is the last one that I'll tell because this one's kind of like a big deal. In the early 1900s, Britain's Navy was obviously like the most powerful force on Earth. It's how they kept their empire together, all that kind of stuff, right? So the officers of the Navy at that point in time, it was actually kind of interesting because despite the pomp and circumstance of being in the British Navy, the officers actually enjoyed playing pranks on each other and on different ships and stuff.
I mean,
right?
if you think about it, you're on boats for long periods of time. Like, there's not a whole lot of stuff to do.
Yeah,
it's not like you're getting radio like programs, things like that. Obviously, there's no like entertainment like as far as like visual media or anything like that. Like,
not to
board
mention,
games.
you got the camaraderie of military
Yeah.
guys and stuff like that too, and they love to like just mess with each other and stuff. So, the officers of the HMS Hawk and the HMS Dreadnought were locked in a prank war. So these guys they've been going back and forth, and one of the Hawk's officers came to his trusted friend Horace de Vere Cole. And asked him for a little help with taking down the rivals a notch or two, right? In this prank war.
Naturally.
So this was what was considered Cole's kind of like Magnus Opum. This is his like big moment to shine in a sense. Cole this is where we come back to the picture that I showed you earlier. Cole enlisted the help of 5 friends, including 2 cousins of the Navy commander, Willie Fisher, at that point in time. Their names were Adrian Stephan and his sister, Virginia Wolfe, who was then Virginia Stephen at that point in time, as well as Guy Ridley, Anthony Buxton, and an artist named Duncan Grant.
Why do those names like sound like
I don't know.
familiar?
It was driving me crazy as I read this the first time too. I was like, those all sound like really familiar. Maybe we'll have to do some research on that, and we'll give you the answers later on. But Cole started by getting a telegram sent to the CNC, the home fleet, and so it stated that Prince Macallan of Abyssinia. I'd never seen this word before in my life, but Abyssinia and his suite are to arrive at 4:20 today at Weymouth. He wishes to see the Dreadnought. Kindly arrange to meet them on arrival. So this is like a letter that's sent through official channels because he's now like somehow gotten the ear of the like upper echelon of the British Navy and stuff. So the 5 of them, the people that he's kind of enlisted, put on robes and turbans, which were once again supplied by his buddy Willie Clarkson that was at Cambridge with him, as well as fake beards and fake tan, which we saw in that picture, right? Mm-hmm. So they resembled members of this royal family that's supposed to be coming to visit the Dreadnought. Adrian Stephen took on the role of acting as the group's interpreter. So you've basically got all of these guys, like all 5 of them are dressed in these sultan-like clothes, blackface on, and fake beards and everything. And then they have this one guy who's basically like supposed to be the translator for everybody. So they went to Paddington Station in London, and Cole claimed that he was Herbert Cole Mondley, some of these words I can't say, of the Foreign Office, and demanded a special train to Weymouth. The station master complied and gave Cole and company a special VIP carriage all to themselves. So he's manipulating everything to make it look legit and stuff. As they step off the train in Weymouth, they saw that the Navy had given them a full military honor guard. So they're like bringing out all the stops, right? And they played the national anthem of Zanzibar, as well as waving the Zanzibari flag, as they couldn't find the Abyssinian flag, the one that they were supposed to be waving in a sense. So the group was given a tour and got to inspect the fleet. They were, the entire time that they're there, these guys are gibbering words of Latin and Greek, which Adrian Stephen would then interpret
my gosh.
to these military guys, using Adrian to try and bestow like fake military honors on the officers and stuff. The officer giving the group the tour was none other than Commander Willie Fisher himself, who is Adrian and Virginia's cousin, and not even he recognized them in the costumes.
Wow.
So they're like really going in like deep. So here's what kind of happened afterwards. The group posed for photos, as we saw. the picture of it and stuff like that. There's several different photos. Like here's one I can show you as well. That's just like more of a reiteration of how ridiculous they actually looked. It's just crazy to me. Like even back in that day and time, you would think that people would kind of go, something seems off about this, because they look like white guys dressed like
they
people.
do. Like even like like
So-
it's just convincing enough to be like, eh.
So the funny thing is that Cole does the same thing. The next day he wakes up, he sends a letter explaining the entire hoax with the pictures that they took with these military officers to the Daily Wire again, so that they can run the story, to which everybody loves it. The Navy demands that the group be arrested. Right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. However, they didn't actually break any laws while they pulled this prank off. And so they got away with it scot-free.
That's funny.
So Virginia was the only one out of the group that had to undergo a symbolic spanking on the buttocks from junior Royal Navy officers as some form of recompense for what she had done. So anyways, that was kind of like, he escalated from pulling the same prank at Cambridge to eventually going to the point of pulling that prank on the British Navy, which I thought was, man, what a fun guy. He's on his honeymoon. He's dropping horse patties around Venice just to mess with people's minds and stuff. So, yep, that was the story of Horace de Vere Cole.
That's great.
Probably the best prankster in all of human history.
Props.
Yeah, yeah. I love him, man.
That's the kind of like prank stuff that I like, where it's like just relatively harmless, but like just going into it and like just being able to buy into it. Those like little noisemaker things that you can get that make like the cricket sounds or the beep sounds and things like that. So going along this actually happened this week. My supervisor had one of those and hid it in mine and my other lead's office. And it was the worst. It was the worst best timing that he could have done it. Monday I had to fill in for one of my workers. So I was out of my office all day. Matt was in and around, but not in the office all day. So we put it in then. But I had just gotten a new coffee maker to put in the office. So the next morning, I'm sitting in my office on my computer, catching up from not being in my office the day before. And I just hear this like cricket noise. And I'm like, what the heck? Like I was starting to go crazy. And like the more I heard it, because like it was just consistent enough, but not consistent enough to be like, man, I know it's not a cricket. But like, so we were like looking all over for it. Like I unplugged my Keurig, and when we found it, like, because we were talking, and I was like talking to him about this noise that we were hearing, and like the more I was talking about, I was like, it sounds like mechanical, like a cricket. So I'm wondering if it's one of those. And so we found it, and we put it back into his office and everything. But he said he was like trying not to laugh the entire time that he was doing that. Then he did it to one of the other people's offices too, and they were trying to find it and everything.
That's very funny.
So
at the previous church that I worked at, the worship pastor, John, and I got along really well. And there was one point in time where he took an alarm clock and... What are you holding? Oh, you guys got
I bought a six-pack.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. Josh bought a 6-pack of those noisemakers to mess with people at the office. That's hilarious. I was gonna say John took a alarm clock one time, and it was one of those ones that you could set it like real like soft, basically, because it was like one of those radio ones.
Yeah.
But it's battery operated, so he went into our pastor's office and had it set for like a certain time of day where he knew that the pastor was in the office all the time. But it would like turn on and only play for a certain amount of time and then cut back off. But it was like super faint. And so he set it up inside of his ceiling tiles so that same time every day he would hear this kind of just like, it's people talking on the radio
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But he could never figure out where it was coming from and stuff like that. And like we left it up there till the batteries died on the alarm
That's
clock.
great.
It was very funny. So like every
great.
single day, yeah, we love messing with stuff like that. But those cricket things are hilarious.
Yeah. So I've been seeing like these things where I'm gonna give you a list of 5 things,
Oh boy,
and I want you to rank them without knowing what comes next.
why do I feel like this is like the gaslighting trap that they do on Ninjas Are Butterflies? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Do you think that women
yeah,
should have rights?
I'm not answering that. Let's move on. Anyways,
All right. So I want you to. I'm going to give you a list of 5 popular like potato dishes,
oh okay,
and I want you to rank them without knowing what comes
Okay.
next,
All
just
right.
to see.
sure, let's go.
All right. So we'll start off easy. Mashed potatoes.
Am I
So
ranking
1
these
through
1 to
5,
5?
like 1 being the best, 5 being the worst.
Do I get to hear all of them first, or I have to rank them as we go?
It's a blind ranking.
Oh, okay. Mashed potatoes, 3.
3. Okay. Baked potatoes.
Baked potatoes, a 2.
2. Okay. Solid. Potato salad.
Potato salad, I'm going with 4.
4?
Potato salad's too hit or miss for me. I don't
Okay.
know what the
So you
criteria
have-
is, but
so you have 1 and 5 open.
1 and 5 are still open. Yeah.
Potato chips.
Oh gosh, 1.
1. All right. So the last one. So you're number 5. French
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'd have known all of them ahead of time,
Yeah,
it'd be
but that's
different.
the thing, like, you have to kinda-
So yeah, I've got number 1 is potato chips. Number 2 is baked potato. 3 is mashed potatoes. 4 was potato salad, and then 5 would be chips.
Yeah.
Or no fries.
Fries.
So yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
If we were in England, they'd be chips.
Yeah. Yeah. Or yeah. 'Cause-
Crisps.
Yeah. Chips are crisps.
Chips or crisps. Fries or chips.
Okay. So
And nothing makes sense. They drive on the wrong side of the road.
do you know why they drive on the left hand? Like, do you know why they drive on the opposite side of the road? Like, there is a reason.
I don't know that I do. I probably heard it before, but
So how the story's been passed down? It's because everybody was on horseback during like the Middle Ages and coming out of into the Renaissance, before cars and everything.
allegedly they were on horseback.
Yeah, allegedly.
They had guys following them around with coconuts.
Yeah, or dragons. Anyway, so most people are right hand dominant.
Yeah.
So if you ever passed somebody going the opposite way, and you
Needed to
felt
attack
compelled
them?
to do, yeah,
Yeah.
you would always have your right hand available.
Oh, okay.
So your dominant hand. So that's why they drive on the left hand side of the road.
Sure. I see that.
Which I said, I don't know if it's completely made up, but that's kind of it makes sense. If it is made up, it makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes sense to me. Sure.
All right, so let's do another 5 like what people would consider like bar foods.
Okay.
All right, so number 1, French fries. Let's start with your number 5 for the potatoes.
We're talking about bar foods?
Yeah, so like loaded fries, or any fry that you would consider
3.
3. Okay. Nachos or like chips and salsa, chips and guac, chips and cheese.
I'm gonna go 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 3 and 4. Chicken wings.
Chicken wings. 5.
5. Oh, really?
Chicken wings are like one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most like missed foods.
Really?
Like yeah, like when you get
Consistency,
like
yeah.
when you get real good chicken wings, they're really good. And I love chicken wings. Like Brooke actually makes them here at the house in the air fryer. Phenomenal. I
You
love
ever go
them.
to Tailgaters?
No.
Their wings are pretty good.
I've had their wings once at an event like that we did at the church one time,
Yeah.
but that was all it.
Their spicy garlic parm wings are solid.
See,
And they're like a nice meaty wing too.
every once in a while I hit wings and I'm like, this is really, really good. But vast majority of the time, I either wish that they would have been like more crispy before the sauce was put on, or there's
saucy,
always all
yeah.
kinds of hit or miss.
I would say, like, as far as consistency goes, they have like the most consistent wings. Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like we were talking about this the other day. Like, I would much rather just get boneless wings because they're consistent.
Same,
Because
yep.
you get such a variation in the meat on the wing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anyway.
Yep.
So okay, all right. So we have nachos, we have fries, and chicken wings. So you have 3,
Fries
4.
are 3, nachos are 4,
4.
chicken wings are 5
right.
for me so far. This could be something really crappy for
Mozzarella
1 and 2.
sticks.
Ooh, mozzarella sticks 2.
2.
Yeah, I like
So that
mozzarella
leaves
sticks.
pizza with your number 1.
I think that's a pretty
Okay.
solid one.
All right.
Yeah. Very diverse.
Energy drink brands.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I'm trying to think through in my mind like
right.
what my favorite ones are.
Rockstar.
Rockstar's 5 for me.
Okay,
I don't
that's
care for
fair.
Rockstar.
Red Bull.
4.
Bang.
I'm gonna say 2 because like there's some flavors of Bang that I loved, but then there's a bunch of like misses too. So
Celsius.
yeah, well 3 out of the numbers I got left. I would have put it lower, but
Monster.
1.
Okay.
Yeah, Monster's the most like consistent and has like the of their like OG flavors has the best ones
Yeah.
in my opinion.
The new they have like the OG Monster, but it has like the strawberry shot is actually really good.
Oh really?
I think the last time we played D&D, I got the wrong one. I got the full sugar one.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this
gosh.
is awful.
Just syrup.
Yeah.
I can't do the regular ones anymore. I like the Zero Ultras like that or Ultra Zeros. Those are my go-tos. Yeah.
All right. We should have time for one more, right?
We didn't mention Alani, the honorable mention for that
Yeah.
because
See,
Alani would be up there for me because that's what I drink on a regular basis. but-
I've tried to get into Alani, but like the variety packs, I don't care for because there's always like 1 or 2 flavors that I'm not a fan of. The cotton candy one, I do not like.
You should get this variety pack from that Sam's Club carries.
That one has the blue slush, the orange
no, it's Orange Kiss, cherry.
Slush?
Is it limeade? It's not cherry slush because the cherry slush is good.
See,
But
I'm
and
very,
it has the pink slush as the other one. So
I'm very because Costco has
cherry twist is what it's called.
Costco has a variety pack with that one in it, but it's that blue slush and cotton candy.
See, I don't like the cotton candy.
It's
one.
too sweet.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like that. Now this one, the orange.
I do like the Orange Kiss.
Cherry twist. Cherry twist is like a cherry limeade from
Sonic. See,
yeah.
Limeade is a very hit or miss for me because it can be.
I only like cherry limeades. I don't like any other form of limeade.
So
that I
with
know of.
any limeade, a lot of times you get that very bitter lime taste.
Yep.
Like you left like limes in a cup of water too
Right.
long, and
the rind part of
is
it
like-
gets it. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm very put off by limeades. There's a
That's
few
fair.
Ghost, their electric limeade is actually really good. I do enjoy that one. It
Yeah.
doesn't have that like really bittery.
I don't think I've tried that one.
They did a
saw it.
special one for EDC last year, and that's why it was an electric limeade.
Everyday carry.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's do one more.
Okay.
So these are like the most popular foods from around the world. So, and I know one thing on here you probably will rank pretty low. So,
Okay.
All right. So just basically like hamburgers or cheeseburgers, like a solid hamburger or cheeseburger.
Man, solid hamburger cheeseburger's got to be at least a 2.
Okay.
That's kind of hard to beat.
Tacos, like any form of tacos.
Tacos, I would say, are 3.
3. Okay. So
Yeah.
we got hamburgers 2, tacos 3. Any type of pasta. So like spaghetti, like mac and cheese, like all of the pastas.
All
like,
the pastas together. I would say 4 for that.
4. Okay.
I'm not gonna give them like the number 1 rank.
Okay. Like Italian brick oven pizza.
Ooh, that's a pretty solid choice. I'm
So
at
you
a 1 or
have
5.
one
I'm
or
like
5.
I'm polar opposites on it. Yeah, seemed like I always start in the middle. I'm gonna go 1 for that one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So whatever's left is in 5th.
Yeah, which I think tracks, and that's sushi.
Yeah. For me, it
Like
would.
I know you're not
Yep.
a huge sushi person.
I like sushi. Well, I should say that I like all the cooked forms of
Yeah.
sushi. I don't prefer like raw fish stuff because
Yeah.
it makes me super nervous. And the consistency of it, like unless you're eating at like a 5-star,
Or,
like really good
like-
Japanese place,
Yeah.
the consistency of fish is just like
Because it can look really good, but it has that like little bit of a slimy.
sliminess. Yeah. And that's what drives me away from it. So
Yeah. Because I love a good nigiri. I like a good like the raw just like a raw piece of salmon on top
Yes.
of like rice. Like I love that when it's done. Like I'll get it at, like Wasabi or
Right.
like places that do sushi.
I was about to say, yeah. If you go to a spot where you know that you can trust
Yeah.
that they're doing it like top of the line and stuff like that, then I'm fine. I would at least try everything like sushi related, except for maybe the blowfish. That one makes me real nervous.
Yeah, same, because you have to
It's a really particular way you have to prepare that in order for it not to like mess you up,
kill you or
So but I would try, like, if it's a reputable place that has like really good, cleanliness standards and all that kind of junk, I'd be fine with trying like all the different kinds of sushi. Like I've always wanted to go to some of the big, like there's guys out in California that have gone and studied under the Japanese masters in Japan.
Right.
Come back and they like locally source all this fresh fish in every single day.
Yeah.
I would love to go sit at one of their places and try, like, because I used to watch I think it's Eater is the channel, but the Eater channel used to do this. They did a whole series on these sushi guys that are like these up and coming sushi chefs.
Sushi chef.
Yep. Whatever that word was. But they did this whole series on them, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, I'd eat anything those guys put in front of me. But the average, place around here in Ohio,
Like a landlocked
state where there's
I'm not doing like walleye sushi.
where
like,
the Japanese population is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think like any densely heavy Asian culture, like you would find like a good
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if you go to New York City or you go to like California, different
like
places
LA,
like that.
San Francisco,
For sure,
like any
for sure.
that has a high density. There's some like spam nigiri recipes that I want to try. Like where you like take the spam and like cook it in like teriyaki sauce and like put it on and it looks like a
If you're doing spam with anything, you just let me know. I'll be there.
I know, dude.
I'll try
Good
everything.
spam and eggs. Like
Gosh, I love spam so much.
it's so good. So bad.
I got
for
my
you,
kid
but
on it
it's so
too.
good.
Yeah.
The sodium content is like a week's worth.
Sky is like, can we have ramen noodles and spam? And I'm like, no. Like that's it will literally like just absorb all the water from your body and kill
exactly.
you. Like that's way too much.
Yeah, I'll occasionally get like because they sell spam singles. Yeah, and like Dollar General, they sell like spam singles.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
yeah. So like I'll take that, I'll cut it up like real like in like strips, and I'll like
Yeah.
put it in my ramen every once in a great while.
That's good stuff.
If I've drank like 3 gallons of water that day.
you're like, I feel a little overhydrated. I better eat some spam with ramen. That's how you solve
Some
the problem. Yeah, spamen. Oh gosh. That's
Speaking of ramen, they have ramen bowls at Walmart now.
what do you mean by ramen bowls?
So like in the refrigerated section over by like the deli,
okay.
they have like bowls that have like the big thick ramen noodles.
Yeah.
They have like takatsu ramen, and they have like another beef ramen.
Really?
Like bowls that are like individually like vacuum sealed. The noodles are vacuum sealed,
Right.
and then like
Separate from everything
Takatsu with the broth and everything are separate.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw those yesterday.
I'll have to look into those because Sky would probably enjoy the heck out of that. She loves ramen.
I need to go get ramen sometime.
I like my ramen that I make, like doctoring up the really cheap ramen noodles and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff.
You know what's really good to put in the ramen? The sweet sriracha from Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
Put that because it's almost like a chili sauce.
yeah, that makes sense.
But like it's got that little bit of that sugar in there, so it kind of blends through with the saltiness. And
Interesting.
that, or like I'll do that yum sauce.
Do you put it in with the seasoning, or do you put it
I
in?
put it in after it's all like I mix everything together. And
But you put the seasoning and make the broth, and then you put that in there with it and stuff too. Oh, okay. Huh. I think part of my problem why I think the ramen is so overtly salty is because I cook my ramen so there's no broth. Like I put enough water in there so it cooks the noodles, but by the time the noodles are done, it cooks off all the water.
Yeah.
So it's just like super seasoned, saturated. So maybe if I drank the broth along with it that actually has some water content to it, I wouldn't feel like I was dying when I got done eating ramen every time.
Which begs a good question in the comments. Like, do you prefer soupy ramen or noodly ramen?
Yeah. Do you like your ramen
with the
like,
broth?
Yeah.
or just like
just the noodles
that's like sticky and
I'll take it a step further because this is a weird one. My roommate in college used to break his ramen before he boiled it. Mm-hmm. And so he would like smash it into little bits and then dump it in the thing and eat it with a spoon when he ate it. And that's how I actually learned from the beginning to eat it. So that's what I did for a long time because I didn't know any better. And then as I got older, I grew up. And
and just put the whole...
Yeah, I started eating it with a fork because I was eating the actual noodles and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be an interesting... do you like yours full length noodles? Or do you like them crushed up?
Yeah. Do you crush them up? Do you leave the brick? And then do you prefer a broth with your ramen, or do you prefer just the sauce with the adhered to the noodles?
And if you doctor up your noodles, let us know that too.
Yeah.
I would love to hear, because like I put in extra seasoning on mine. So there's like chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of cayenne pepper. I throw like a number of different things in with the seasoning that's already in there for the chicken ramen noodles. I doctor it up with all that kind of stuff when I cook them and everything. So I'd be curious if you doctor yours up. How do you?
Do you ever put cheese in your ramen?
No, never done that yet. I'm not saying that I won't, because I'll put cheese on just about anything.
Either like a good like fast melt like mozzarella, or even some good old government cheese.
Yes, government cheese, that good old yellow cheese.
Right out of the caves.
The Missouri Cheese Caves. If you didn't listen to that episode, go back and check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we get ready to wrap up today, we'll remind you guys that we have a link tree. If you're listening, wherever you're listening to this right now, if you go into the description down at the bottom of it, we should have our link tree there. So if you want to follow us on social media, we would greatly appreciate that. Go give us a like, give us a follow, all that good stuff. So you'll see all the posts that we put up. And we usually ask questions about our episodes every week in those posts. And so you can give us your responses. So we'll have one up this week about ramen noodles, and we'll also have maybe a couple other ones that'll be about some different topics that we covered in the episode and stuff. And what else do we have for them?
Go ahead and just share the podcast, the link tree, anything like that. Go ahead and if you haven't set your episodes to auto download, go ahead and do that. That helps us out immensely.
Yeah, that's a good, easy way to do it.
What that does is it helps to kind of push us out in the algorithm. If people are searching for comedy podcasts or clean podcasts or family-friendly podcasts, it'll help push us out into that algorithm. But we do have some a fun thing going on next episode. So.
Yeah, we're gonna have a reoccurring guest with us. And we're going to be doing a little bit of something special that
harkens back to the origins of this podcast.
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so
I think there's a little bit of nervousness at the table right now, so we'll have to see how that turns out.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and we just we'll see you in the next episode.
Love you.
Bye.
I just love when we start doing the closeout stuff, like talking about the link tree and everything. If I cover the stuff and then go, Josh, tell him more.
Yeah,
and
it's like
you have that moment of panic. It's like you said everything.
Literally said everything. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. What do you want from me?
I'm going to keep doing it, though. It's so good. Just, I say
at
those
least
things
when I do it, I kind of omit things, and it's like, hey, check out our link tree. You know, it's in every episode. Tell us what you want us to do with it, Josh. Like, jerk.
Yeah, you're welcome.